What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 91 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Mikey P, let's go.
All right. Episode 91 of Psychotic and Iconic is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, you know this by now, we're live at the Props Network at propshq.com. Go there and subscribe to our show to keep up with everything going on at P&I. Last but not least, see this right here? Go ahead. You know, show Theories too. What is it, Theories?
Fantastic fabric.
Fantastic fabric. P&I merch. All right. We got black and gray, short sleeve tees, tanks, long sleeve tees, hoodies. We even have custom mugs. They're white with your name on it. All right. If you want P&I merch, hit us up on all of our socials. You can DM us for pricing and details. And that was a quick breakdown, okay? Now, Godvarv, I promise you I'm about to bring it right now. I'm starting off with the most frustrating thing of the entire week and month. You ready for this? Philly Phil, you could actually put this up. I think I might have gave you a picture here. The Philadelphia Flyers? What? This might be the last time we talk about them on this show.
Thank God.
Did you get
Yeah, for real.
You said
I'm done with these cats, bro.
Yeah, that's good. You could show that. Show that tweet right there, Philly Phil. Mike,
Yes.
you said you want to get into hockey this year?
Yeah,
I'm afraid you're going to have to postpone that like 5 because I can't show you this team from Philly. They're a disgrace. Johnny Gaudreau wanted to come to Philly.
Yeah.
It was blatant. He turned down $11 million a year from Calgary. 11! And he waited for the Flyers. All they had to do was shed the contract of JVR and maybe attach a first rounder. Phil, there it is. The tweet is this. Fletcher said, this is Chuck, okay? Chuck Fletcher, GM of the Flyers. I have no idea how he's still there. He said he didn't go after Johnny Gaudreau because he would have had to move multiple contracts to get enough cap space, and it would have been difficult. It's your job!
Let me ask you a question.
It's his job!
Let me ask you a question.
I'm ready.
How long is the window for him to move these multiple contracts? Like, how long does he have? The entire offseason?
I'm glad you asked that because everyone and their mother has known that Johnny Gaudreau wanted to come back to Philly since probably at the very earliest December. Everyone knows. It's the worst kept secret in the NHL. Everybody knows that he wanted to come back. And it took you this long. You know, by the way, Nick, you know what did it for me? They re-signed 2 middle-of-the-pack, maybe lesser than that, defensemen to $5 million deals. That's where the money went. The guy they traded for, Tony DeAngelo, they decided they had to re-sign him to a $5 million deal. That's what bit them in the ass.
Is he middies?
Yes. Yes. So that's what bit them in the ass. But the guy didn't want to do his job. So the Flyers, they missed out on a 115-point star from South Jersey. Went to Gloucester Catholic High School.
Yeah, I know.
Are you kidding me?
James played with him. He was a guest on our podcast.
I hope he's listening then.
James played with him.
I hope he's
Crazy,
listening.
man. That's crazy.
He and I were talking about it for the last 2 weeks.
James, the best hockey player I ever known. No cap.
Maybe she should have went pro.
I guarantee you he's better than 3/4 of the Flyers roster still right now. Okay?
Hey, my hair card.
That's a compliment.
On this fucking camera, though. I ain't gonna fucking cap.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah, I went to Hollywood.
So that's enough of the Flyers. They don't even deserve another minute. That is absolutely pathetic. They signed a 4th-line winger who is trash and shouldn't even be in the NHL. They signed another trash defenseman and then traded for the other. That's their offseason, and they said they have no cap space to make any more moves. That's what he said today.
They gotta just
They have
rebuild
cap
anyway.
space because they cap.
Nah, you got to rebuild anyway. It had to come a point in time where you had to rebuild. You haven't won shit in so fucking long. You have to rebuild, bro.
So
sometimes maybe that Gaudreau thing is probably a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
So then, I'm with you on that. Don't make the other moves then. And guess what they said? They said, quote unquote, this offseason is going to be an aggressive retool. Aggressive my ass! Unless it's a middling defenseman, that's what we love to go out and get and overpay for. So they don't get it. They should rebuild, Nick.
Sure.
They
absolutely.
should at this point.
Yeah.
So absolute disgrace. Next piece of news, DeAndre Ayton, guys. He signed a 4-year, $133 million max offer sheet with the Pacers. The Suns apparently have intention to match it. They have 48 hours to decide. What are your thoughts?
They're screwed because they can't trade him for 6 months once they match it, and he has veto power the entire year. So he can't. So now it's on his terms.
Do you think maybe they wanted to keep him all along?
No, because I think that him and Monty Williams don't get along, and it's hard because he's the third option on that team, and it's like DeAndre Ayton's really good. So for me, I just think it's a sticky situation, and I think that it's going to be awkward in that locker room because I think the players and I think the team thought that he wouldn't be there because they were trying to facilitate a sign and trade. But I mean, obviously that didn't work because the Pacers waived 4 people to get him to sign the max sheet.
It's unbelievable. It's the largest offer sheet in NBA history. We shall see what happens. Okay. Last but not least, Philly Phil got one more picture for you to put up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a picture, and he'll show it in a second, but I'm going to preview it for you. This right here, scroll down a little bit, Phil. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. You see that name right there on that shirt? This is from a few days ago. We saw it after our show, of course. That's OBJ's son in a Colts jersey.
Is
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I don't know.
Confirmed? It looks like an Old Navy shirt.
I was going to say, Gianni got the same shirt.
Customized Old Navy joint.
The thing is, you could argue it, but most people think it's a Colts shirt. Do you think he's signing with the Colts? And if he does, do you like it?
It would be a great fit.
I love it if he's signing there. I don't think so, to be honest. I'm trying to be a little objective here because I feel like that's kind of weird, but
it is a little weird.
He would be a good. I actually do think he would be a good fit there.
I think it's a perfect fit.
I think it would be great for him.
Yeah,
I think it's perfect for Michael Pittman too.
Yes.
I thought they were going to go out and get Julio Jones, but I guess we'll see. Pair him up with Matt Ryan again.
With that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but you just pay him to rehab basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Most likely.
That's so fucking true, man. I mean, look.
No shade. Though,
I would rather have OBJ.
It's Julio.
Yeah, I think younger, upside more.
I would take
Julio's.
Yeah.
He's down, man. He's just Julio.
He can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He was the man. Let's not get.
He was. Oh yeah, Julio. What?
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame, but that is the last bit of our opening news. Philly Phil, hit us with some NFL music, please. We've got a major show tonight. First up, Jimmy Garoppolo, the last man standing, right?
Goat.
He's still a 49er, okay? Apparently, he's been throwing. We're getting his fat head behind your face. Pause.
Please do. He's a handsome dude. I would love to have him behind. Yeah, pause. But I would love to have him on this wall.
I caught myself. You don't gotta play it anyway, Phil. But yeah, Dan Graziano right there. No, you don't gotta play the video. In summary, so Jimmy G has been throwing for 2 to 3 weeks. It was suspected all along that when he started throwing, the trade market would be back. He's still a 49er. Dan Graziano, ESPN, says Jimmy G will either be traded or released. Facts or cap, fellas?
This is like fap. It's like FAP. It's half facts, half cat.
Well, I mean, the alternative is he's a 49er. So is he getting traded or released, or is he going to be a 49er essentially?
My consensus is telling me that he's getting released. I just don't, because I think teams already have a quarterback. Unless you're the Browns. It depends it depends on Deshaun Watson news. I mean, that also is a factor. If he's out for 8 games or more, of course you're going to bring a guy in like Jimmy G. You're going to have Jacoby Brissett, or he's either getting released. So maybe they're waiting for more news to come out, so they might have him like a more trade partner.
That's how I viewed it.
Could be pulling a Howie Roseman.
Yeah, I viewed it as
a little bit.
They're waiting to see what happens with Deshaun if they were going to trade him to Cleveland. I also do think that Seattle's an option. I know it's in the division, but I also feel like too, like they may be able to get probably a third with a conditional second with playing time or something, because they could say like, oh, this is our guy. He's going to come back to bite us in the ass. They could use that as leverage if Seattle does want to get him.
They have to want him enough, but
Correct.
I mean, at this point, that's probably
There's not many options.
Cleveland and Seattle, really.
And Houston, but that
Houston,
was kind of
Houston
like
got
thrown in.
mentioned. I mean,
I don't see him.
Unfortunately, there was a report that said Jimmy G's the heir apparent in Tampa, but that got refuted by his agent, who shares. Tom Brady shares the same agent, so he already said that that's not happening.
That's not happening.
So it's basically down to those three, and Houston being the surprise, maybe. New England front office there,
Yeah, I could see that happening.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe because at least they could probably afford him. Remember, I said like I
where?
wouldn't be surprised.
Houston.
Oh, I thought you said New England.
Yeah, New England front office
Yeah.
over there though.
Oh, I got you. I thought
With,
you meant going back to
Nick
Cleveland.
Caserio.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm sorry. My bad.
Remember, I said Tennessee would be one, but they're cap strapped. Tennessee's got a New England front office over there, so it's not going to happen. I'm just saying.
I don't
think
see that.
it-
I don't see that.
it's-
Yeah.
Tannehill
It's long
and,
gone. It's long gone now.
I forget the kid from Liberty. Malik
Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at three teams. So, guys, the follow-up question is pretty simple. And by the way, I think he's getting traded or released as well. So, follow-up is simple. Where's he going? And is he starting?
If Deshaun Watson's suspended for the season, he's going to Cleveland. Anything shorter than that, he's not, because if he goes there and does well, it's going to be a problem. But I would say I think they're going to hold on to him.
Really?
I do, because
Veteran backup?
veteran backup, and I just believe that there's been reports, some issues like concerns with Trey Lance, like they were reporting like arm fatigue and things like that. Now I'm
Well,
not
depends
jumping
on
all
who
over
you
it.
ask, though.
Yeah,
Brandon
I don't buy
Ayuk.
that.
Brandon
I'm
Ayuk
not-
was making fun of it. Did you
Yeah,
see that?
I don't buy into that.
I don't buy it either.
Yeah.
I do. He's tired. He hasn't played it. He's played 2 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but he's also like 22 years old, dude. He's not. You don't have arm fatigue at 22.
Did you see that post by Ayuk by any chance?
I
It was
did
just
not.
Trey Lance
Yeah, I
throwing
saw that.
bombs. Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that? Mm-hmm. He didn't look like it.
No,
His arm was.
That's bullshit.
He was throwing
Maybe.
bombs,
We'll see.
and then Ayuk was making fun of it, basically.
Ayuk should be watching film because he ain't done much of shit since he got drafted. So I don't know what he's doing.
Who's to say Jimmy G's people didn't leak something out or give that
Yeah.
information to somebody and they report that because it's like, oh shit, like we can still have our job here.
He just don't seem
It
like
could-
that type of
I'm
dude.
just saying, you never know.
Yeah.
NFL is a dirty ass business.
Yeah, I know.
That's a Nick theory right there.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
agents need to make money too.
I know. I don't know. I just like I don't.
That's a.
I don't
That's
know.
interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's theories, baby.
Yeah. I'm wired different, you know? I think of slime ball shit, man. This is a nasty business. You see it? You see how they treat players?
Oh, he's looking for a job. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
got to do what it takes.
Exactly. Fucking right.
I mean,
Because look, if he's still on the roster, he should still have a crack at the starting job. It should be open competition. It shouldn't be just Trey Lance be a shoo-in.
No,
Jimmy G,
I know.
Because Jimmy G, not for nothing, he was 12th last year in passing yards in the NFL. That's not a slouch to me. 12th? That's not bad. That's not bad.
I know it's not.
That's really not bad. I mean,
the GOAT.
Yeah. No, he ain't going
said,
that.
yeah, you agree with me, he's the GOAT.
That's a little weird. I ain't going that far, but
it's a little weird.
yeah, I ain't going that far.
weird.
That's weird, bro. No way. But like I'm just saying, like he was 12th in passing yards last year. Like he couldn't be that bad.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not a bad quarterback. The problem is people love flash, bro. They love the flash,
They do,
dude.
bro.
It's so fucking true, man. Get me a guy I can go in there, sit in the pocket, read a defense, and fucking dissect it and throw.
I mean, he'll
football
sit in the
accurately.
pocket. I just don't know if he'll be reading anything.
Why not?
He'll be reading the underneath.
Why not?
That's just what I've seen all these years.
You're going by screenplays and
I
those
go
big
about
plays.
what I see.
Mahomes gets those plays and he gets a pass. I never seen Mahomes throw.
Well-
I never seen Mahomes throwing in tight windows consistently.
Well,
That's
the
where
last time I
that's
checked,
fine.
all he does is throw deep, heave it over the defenses. But
Who?
Mahomes, this
Yeah,
is what
but-
I've been told by the other side of the table.
Oh well.
All he
Not
does
me.
is just throw bombs,
Nah.
chuck them in the air.
Nah, I said he does throw underneath routes. It's just Tyreek Hill takes him for 70 yards for touchdowns.
We're not going there yet.
Greg Jennings agrees with me too.
Oh, that's good. Where
He
is he
listens
at
to
right now?
us. He's a Super Bowl winner.
Where's he at right now?
That's true. He is. He won a Super Bowl. He
knows.
he actually won Aaron Rodgers' only Super Bowl.
I know. That's funny, too. It's crazy, man. How long ago was that?
I mean, I love
was in
Greg
fucking-
Penn.
I was in diapers.
I just graduated high school.
Yeah.
we graduated
I know.
high
I didn't
school.
even have a touch phone.
I mean,
yet.
listen, I love him, but he's got the same amount of rings as Mahomes.
Whatever,
So-
we're getting off track here.
Yeah.
Bottom line
Uh-huh.
is Jimmy G, I think he's a good quarterback. It's a shame the situation's going on.
Where's he going,
weird.
Nick?
Where is it going? If I had a guess right now, I am leaning towards Seattle.
Me too.
Trade or
because-
release?
Because training camp is coming around the corner, and they got Drew Lock and who?
Gino.
And Geno
garbage.
Smith. Like, that's who you're going. Like, you don't have a Russell Wilson replacement, and you got DK Metcalf, who's wants big money. You got Tyler Lockett, but yet you have no quarterback. What's the point of having those two wide receivers? You might as well just implode.
And that's why it makes sense that he should go there, because they don't look like they want to rebuild. They don't look like they want to. They
No, they
actually,
don't-
they
they don't-
actually don't think they're as bad as they really are.
They don't look like they know what the fuck they're doing.
They look
That's what
like
they don't look
they're
like.
scrambling around. They look like they just glued everything back together this year.
I mean,
It's
that's
gonna fall apart.
like if
already
you were,
did.
if you were,
It's Elmer's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that strong. There's no strong bond there. Eventually, you're gonna break. That team's gonna be garbage if they don't get a quarterback, and that's a fact. And you can see I can see DK Metcalf midseason showing his frustration and wanting to get traded.
He better not
This is
sign that
this
paper
shit-
yet.
Look at the history of the league the last couple of years. Anytime a player has been upset during the midseason, they usually get traded. Like, the players are starting to run this shit.
you think
now, bro.
maybe DK is the one who's holding up in the contract?
Sure, he
You
could
think
say-
he's got something in front of him and he's just not signing it?
To be honest with you, if it was midseason, DK Metcalf, if he really wanted to leave, he has all the leverage in the world. Trade me now, or I'm going to walk in the offseason and you don't get shit for it.
I would wait too.
That's exactly what I would say.
I would do the same thing.
See?
I would wait.
It's a business. You got to be a business too. Don't let the business dictate you.
Guys, I think right now,
Facts or cat? The fuck?
well, you got me thinking right now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to Cleveland as of right now. Because there's no way. Listen, Jacoby Brissett's a decent backup. Decent. But he's not going to be able to play a full season. If you actually want to maximize the strength of that roster. Well, listen, okay, it is totally dependent on the suspension, like you were saying, Pauls.
Yeah, like if he's suspended 8 games,
I
they're
don't
not gonna
know
get him.
anymore. I have no idea how long he's being suspended. There's all kinds of shit out there. I would assume at least a year. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6 games.
I will, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, like, if he's suspended half the season or more, so 8 or more, I think they go get him because they got a playoff-ready roster and they can get rid of Jimmy G next year. Or they could say bye to Deshaun Watson.
They're gonna
One
have
of the two.
so much money wrapped
You know?
up in them, though.
Bro.
Well, it would be some sort of restructure involved, and then 49ers would have to probably eat a little bit of it, but they'd get a pick. Other alternatives, just releasing him. But he's still got what, 2 years left on his deal or 1?
Who?
Jimmy G.
I think he has. He has.
I think he's got 2.
He's got.
This is his. No, he has 2 years.
2 years.
1
Yeah.
year this year, and then next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have to rush to get rid of him either.
No,
Like,
but his cap hit is what is the reason.
it would have to be restructured. It would be just like Baker, maybe take a pay cut or 49ers retain it. So 8+ games, he's going to Cleveland. If not, Seattle, and I think it'll be via cut if he
I'm
goes
with
to
you.
Seattle.
Yeah, I could see that.
Agreed, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, if he does get cut, he will
He's
go
going
to
to
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah. Because he's got a clear-cut start right there.
Right.
They'd be all right in Seattle too if he went to Seattle.
He's good.
Because they got some players.
At least he'll have someone to throw to, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He should go to the Giants. Good thing.
And
Get
the-
the hell out of there.
Yeah,
Fuck.
right.
I hope not.
He's garbage.
The irony of the whole thing, guys, is Seattle decides to upgrade their O-line when Russ leaves.
I know.
So it's not a terrible thing over there. And they're going to run the hell out of the football. It would be fine for him. It would be like Baker going to Carolina. It's like, it's not a bad fit.
It works.
It works.
It can work.
He's got enough.
Yeah.
He's got enough.
He's got enough where in Seattle.
Just to put up some numbers. Maybe. I mean, the
They
defense
wouldn't be
is trash.
terrible with
They
him.
wouldn't be terrible.
They wouldn't be terrible, but they would actually.
They'd be middling like Carolina.
They would be terrible, bro.
No.
Bro,
No way.
you don't think so?
No, I really don't. He's got.
It would be like Carolina, but with a worse defense.
He's got Kenneth Walker, that rookie, the running back,
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf.
but those are big play wide receivers down the field. Down the field. I'm talking bombs away. Like, that's what
I don't think DK is.
I think
DK
they're both
could play.
do-it-all guys.
Tyler Lockett, I would say, is more.
Tyler Lockett, yeah, he's a burner.
Yeah, but I would say DK could run the route tree.
Yeah, he definitely can.
I think they both can.
He definitely can. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
It's interesting, though. We'll see what happens with Jimmy G. All right, Philly Phil. Little change up. Because this one, I mean, I'm tired of talking to this guy. This guy right here, the next guy we're talking about. Tyreek Hill is in the news again. But this time he might have said one thing that's actually true, okay? Philly Phil, I don't... Yeah, is it a video?
It is a video.
Oh, my God.
Do we even want to play it?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
The fans want to hear it.
Put it up loud, Philly.
Hold on a second.
Sick of this motherfucker.
Super. What?
You know, in the NFL, they only give you like 2 to 3 years to be a successful quarterback, especially if you're a first-round draft pick. And if you don't succeed after those years, then it's kick rocks, man. So basically, they don't put 2 into that. You know, I feel like so. It's basically his last year, man, just to show people what he got.
Not a knock on anybody. We all know Mahomes inherited a crazy team, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you think Tua is getting that crazy team to where y'all can go into the season and really just dominate like you did when y'all with the Chiefs? I mean, y'all got crazy caliber players.
Oh, that 2019 offense with the Chiefs was stupid, bro.
Right.
But when I go out to practice each and every day, like I say, bro, I see the same exact team, bro. I swear, as far as explosive, as far as dynamic, bro, we have the same weapons, bro. And maybe even more, bro. Like, our running back is, what? Our running back run a 4.2. And that's crazy. It's a whole track meet back there, man. So, man, when you add Mike McDaniels into, you know, calling plays, you know, I know Andy Reid is a great man, but when you add Mikey D, man, it's crazy. The way he dials up plays and his play calling timing, that's like, I don't even know what to say, bro. It's just crazy, bro. Like, I'm just crazy. I'm just very.
All right, Phil,
excited.
you could cut it there.
Yeah. Just let me sit on the sideline.
Tyreek Hill, everybody. This is a 3-part facts or cap. First part is this. He says he believes it's Tua's last year to succeed in the NFL before the league moves on from him. Facts or cap?
Facts.
I think facts, too.
It depends. Is he? Does he finish the whole season? If he gets pulled midway, he's done. If he finished the whole season and you have another year of film and possibly next year progression, yeah, I think he can get another chance. Why not? Daniel Jones got another chance.
I guess it really all depends on how he plays. I mean, honestly, though, there's one thing I have a major problem with that quote. Why? That's something that you do not say right there.
That's an asshole.
Because he just threw a giant fucking target on his quarterback's back. He's going out of his way to defend him, and now he just put a giant target on his back. That was awful. That quote right there. He's correct.
He literally threw him under the bus. That's just not something you do. That's like me saying, like, oh, hey, Nick, why don't you come try out for the podcast? But this is your last tryout. It's make or break tonight.
Why put the pressure on him? Why?
It's stupid, dude.
That's not his job to do. He's right, though. The league probably will move on from the guy if he doesn't play well this year. He'll be a backup.
Truthfully, I think you guys are looking way too deep into this. I understand he's putting a target on him, but like I think it's a very, very small target. I don't think.
Yeah, but when's the last time you heard a player do that?
But I think he believes in him. I think he's saying he's got one more year. He's going to show you guys he belongs in this league.
So that's
because
part
he
two.
continued to back him up right after that. So for me, I took it a different way than you guys did.
Part 2 was that. Part 2, he said he'll prove his doubters wrong. Facts or cap. And you're saying facts, Nick Theories.
Absolutely.
You think Tua will
Look at
prove his doubters
weapons.
wrong?
He's got Jalen Waddle, who was a star last year. Jalen Waddle is not going to be a star if he has a fucking terrible quarterback. If your quarterback is terrible, how can your wide receiver shine?
Yeah.
So Jalen Waddle had a great year. Mike Gesicki's still there. And now you got Tyreek Hill. Their offense is fucking loaded.
And you got Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, like
They're
they
paying
have a
big money.
good offense.
I'm saying facts. I think he'll have a good year, to be honest. He's loaded with weapons.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say facts because I think at least he'll remain a starter in the league after this year. I don't know if it'll be Miami, but I think he'll at least play well enough to get a job somewhere. So, and yeah, I mean, I see him, like, he's been defending him all offseason, but that's the one part, like, he could have just left that one thing out. I've never heard a player do that before. And all the former players on TV and all that shit, they're like, oh, whoa. But
Yeah.
anyway, part 3. All right. He made a comment saying the Dolphins have the same level of offensive talent that made Mahomes a star in KC in 2018, 2019. Facts or cat?
Facts.
Facts.
They're
I think it's
loaded.
facts too.
They're
The
loaded,
problem
bro.
is that they don't have Patrick Mahomes.
That's the difference.
Like the difference is like I don't think he, for some odd reason, something's like not settling in his brain that he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes. Like I don't get it. Tua is not throwing you a 70-yard bomb
Why not?
because he can't do it.
But how do you know?
Because I've seen him.
But how do you know he doesn't get better?
You don't gain 20 yards of air launch.
I'm not saying, yeah, but who really throws 70-yard bombs?
Patrick Mahomes.
No, 70 yards. It's
Yeah.
very rare that you do it.
So let me ask you a question. Remember when the Redskins played the Eagles on that famous Monday night game with Michael Vick?
Mm-hmm.
Can Tua do when he ran 10 yards back and launched that ball to Deshaun Jackson?
But I don't think that's the offense that's going to be built.
It's not.
So he doesn't have to do that.
I know that.
So
But he
why-
can't, because if he had to, he can't.
Well, also,
but why
just-
does that matter? Why does that have to dictate his success?
It doesn't
It
have
doesn't
to.
dictate his
It
success.
doesn't
I'm
have
not
to, and
saying
here's
that.
why.
So
I
who
think
cares?
I think we don't even have to talk about the bombs, even though, yeah, Mahomes definitely has more arm strength. But I think, though, the difference is Mahomes was just way more developed
What?
at this stage of his career. That's all the difference is. I don't even care about the arm strength.
Yeah,
I mean, I do.
Mahomes is a better quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
but
all-
like,
that's all- that's the only
the
difference.
system that is built in Miami. You heard him. Like he really likes
facts.
his coach. So if
Good
he can,
coach.
Yeah, if he can have a good system, Tua could be successful. They could be just as good as the Chiefs were.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because Mike McDaniel isn't half the coach of Andy Reid either.
I'm not saying if they're going to be.
Yeah.
I'm saying they have potential to possibly be.
They do.
What if
They
Tua
have the
comes-
level of talent to do it.
They do
Yo,
have the
what
level
if-
of
except
talent.
at quarterback.
What if Tua comes out and starts slinging that shit? Pause.
That's great. They do have the level of talent, but Tua isn't half the quarterback of Patrick Mahomes. And I don't care
At
where
this
he develops,
stage of
he's
his
not.
career, right?
Yes, and
That's
Mike-
not what I'm arguing.
and no matter what Mike McDaniels does, he's not Andy Reid.
But that's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is Mike McDaniel can still put his players in position to succeed.
Yes.
He's got a lot of weapons. He's got Jalen Waddle. He's got Tyreek Hill. They are very fast.
I know.
And you got a reliable tight end and Mike Gesicki.
Yes.
Yeah. And
So-
Tua showed progression last year.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that if you took the same offense on the Dolphins right now and you insert Patrick Mahomes, they are a lot more dangerous. than they
Sure,
are with Tua.
absolutely. Because
Yes.
of the quarterback.
That's the point I was
but-
making.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. They have a better quarterback. That's
Yeah,
what,
that's
what
what I'm
I said.
saying. So
I said that all along.
The talent is there, but they're missing. Like it's like an engine. It's like a car with an engine that's missing the transmission.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, why can't Tua come out and be like, fuck it, I'm going to sling the rock? And what if he comes out guns blazing? I can guarantee you a lot of people's opinions are going to change very quickly.
They are. He should come out guns blazing because of what's surrounding him. But is he
So
going to do it?
again,
Is a
again,
different thing.
but if he does good, it's because of his weapons. If he does bad, it's because he's trash. So he can't even win no matter what.
that's what comes. That's
That's a
with.
shame. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
His quarterback just put that pressure on him.
It doesn't matter. I don't think that was much pressure, bro.
It's his last chance to succeed.
Okay. But he's just saying, and then he backed him up. He's saying the quarterback window in the history, the last couple years, has been you get 2-3 years. Obviously, it's not the case in New York. The Giants have fucking Daniel Jones for the 4th year now. He's
Well, they
fucking
drafted Saquon Barkley.
He is trash. So I don't think it's his actual last chance unless he comes out and actually stinks. Unless you know,
No, he's not
this
gonna
guy-
stink with that.
That's
He's
what I'm
not gonna
saying.
stink with that.
That's what I'm saying. So he's saying this is his last year. He's going to prove it to you guys because we have the team around him. He's in the right spot.
Look,
He's a good quarterback. He believes in him.
I don't
think
mind.
nothing wrong
I
with
don't
that.
mind Tua. Like I thought he was mids, to be honest. I was saying that even last year too. Like I thought he was bad. He did play some good games last year, but it's just like for me with him, it's like I just think Tyreek Hill is severely underestimating the quarterback drop off. There is a there's a steep hill in drop off of quarterback.
No pun intended.
Yeah, there's a big drop off.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And he's just like not acknowledging it.
That's true. But Tyreek Hill never played with another wide receiver as good as Jalen Waddle.
He played with
Travis Kelce, true. It's a different position, though.
Yeah.
Different dynamic.
Yeah, but I don't think Jalen Waddle will draw the coverage that Travis Kelce draws.
Probably not. Tyreek Hill's going to get all of it.
Correct.
Jalen
Jalen Waddle's
Waddle
going
is
to eat
gonna be-
more than Tyreek Hill, in my opinion.
I totally agree. I totally
So-
agree. And we'll go over that in fantasy when it comes around. But
Yeah.
I do believe that, too.
So, yes, they got the talent. It's all about the quarterback. I mean, they do. They have a lot of talent there.
I'm rooting for
so,
him. He seems like a nice guy.
Absolutely. Me too.
So we'll see what happens. Philly Phil, time to move on. Oh, this is perfect. He played. I don't even know if you meant to do this, but this is the ESPN music, and this is ESPN's rankings. It's been trending. All right. ESPN's NFL top 10 quarterback rankings. Apparently, this incorporates its rankings from players, coaches, front office members. We don't know who. I think there was 50 of them total on the panel. And these are the people that have been voting top 10 at every position. They're not just doing quarterbacks, but this is the one we're going to talk about. So, Phil, you want to bring up those rankings so everyone can see it?
It is.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to give our top 10 and we're going to debate this list. But first, I will read to the audience what ESPN's list says right here. This is league executives, coaches, scouts, players, all involved in the rankings. 2022 QB rankings. Here we go.
They're involved in drugs, I see.
All
too.
right. Okay, number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Tom Brady. 5, Joe Burrow. 6, Matthew Stafford. 7, Justin Herbert. 8, Russell Wilson. 9, Deshaun Watson. 10, Dak Prescott. And then the honorable mentions were Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins got a vote, Derek Carr was in there, and Lamar Jackson was in there. Those are the honorable mentions. So there's your top 10. And Phil, you could just leave this up on the screen for a little bit.
I ain't crazy after all.
So we're gonna be giving our rankings next, and then we're gonna debate. And I am sure there will be some heat involved because it always is that way. Okay, so this is the list. This is league executives, coaches, scouts, and players. This is on ESPN. All right, who wants to start us off? You're smiling, Paul. You
I'll
want to
take- I
go?
don't give a fuck,
You're
yeah.
smiling. Start
Yeah,
from 10
all right.
though. Start at 10.
Number 10, we got Dak.
Okay.
9, we got Lamar. 8, we got Herbert. Excuse me. 7, we have Russ. 6, we have Stafford. 5, we have Rodgers. 4, we have Burrow. 3, we have Allen. 2, we have Mahomes. And number 1, we have Brady.
Wow. All right, I'm just writing this down. Trying to digest a little bit
You
here.
got Rodgers at 5.
Yeah, I think he's too high myself, to be honest. But I didn't want to be too disrespectful.
That's. I think it's disrespectful as it is. but
Oh,
that's
no,
okay.
no. I got stats to back that shit up.
Stats about what?
What?
Save it.
Back-to-back MVPs, brother.
Really?
Yeah. that's-
Yeah, he can perform when it doesn't matter. I understand.
I mean, a couple names that you named before
Who?
haven't won shit either.
Who? So,
Joe Burrow and Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow, he's played 1 full season and has as many Super Bowl appearances as Aaron Rodgers.
Did he win?
Did he get there?
Doesn't matter. Did he win?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Okay, he's
So
been
who's to
there.
say, yeah, but who's to say he's gonna get? Who's to say he's gonna get back?
We're not
I'm
even
just
gonna
saying.
get through
I know
one
we're not
list.
gonna get there. Let me do my list, and we'll come back to that.
All right, I'll cook up while you're
I
doing
agree
this
with
bullshit.
theories.
Because that's kind of crazy.
I agree with
That's
theory.
not
That's
crazy
kind of
at all.
crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy. Look, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy myself, but I respect him. Anyway, number 10, I got Derek Carr. Number 9, I got Dak Prescott. Number 8, I got Russell Wilson. Number 7, I got Justin Herbert. 6, Joe Burrow. Number 5, I got Matthew Stafford. Number 4, Josh Allen. 3, Aaron Rodgers. 2, Patrick Mahomes. And number 1, the absolute, undisputed, fucking greatest of all time, the absolute GOAT, Mr. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
Don't do that.
Baby. Wrong. Baby. You know it.
Oh, man.
That's mine.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Wait, so I see. Oh, no Lamar for you, Nick. All right, that's okay. We'll get there. All right. Mikey P's rankings. Starting at 10. Lamar Jackson. All right. Number 9, Matthew Stafford. Number 8, Joe Burrow. Number 7, Deshaun Watson. Number 6, Justin Herbert. Number 5, Russell Wilson. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 3. Now this one, like 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not laughing at your rankings, bro. I'm laughing at his,
I know.
his facial expression.
Well, he put Aaron Rodgers at 5.
I was listening.
Respectfully,
The funny
dog.
thing is, I didn't even laugh at him when he put Rodgers at 5. All right. Anyway.
You know deep down I'm right.
Anyway, 1, 2, and 3, you literally could switch up and I could care less. All right? This is just an order of preference for me. It's going to be Brady at 3, Rodgers at 2, Mahomes at 1. And again, you could have said any of those 3 in any order and I would have been totally fine. I went back and forth. So,
But what you put
I know
down
what you're
was
gonna say.
Brady at 3.
that's my rankings.
That's what you prefer.
I'll stand by
You
it.
said- Is that what you prefer?
I stand by what I said.
prefer winning, baby.
I know you do.
You know
Listen,
that.
I have a clip because I know exactly what you're going to say to me. I mean, I literally know exactly what you're going to say to me. And Chris Russo had this argument on ESPN with, it was Lou Riddick. I might even play the video after this. I know
Mad Dog?
exactly what you're going to say. If it comes down to the last game and your life's dependent on it, who you got, of course I'm taking Tom Brady. But there's a lot of games to be played. This is more like, okay, I think the other 2 can do a little bit more at this stage, and that's it. That's really it.
That's fair.
It's,
Okay.
it's really
That's cool.
it's really like, again, this is Brady. He still led the league in touchdowns, passing yards, air yards this year. So I still think he could throw the ball. I still think he's got the arm strength. He did lead the league in attempts, so that's possibly part of it. But Aaron Rodgers won MVP.
Look what Rob said.
Thanks, Rob, because I don't have him there either. I'll give you my honorable mention because
I'm confused by it, but
Dak is not in my top 10. Derek Carr is not in my top 10. Kyler Murray, not in my top 10.
Wisen up.
And he was there last year. Now, if you take, I know that you guys, I think you both had Deshaun Watson off your list.
I did,
I
yes.
understand. If he doesn't play, I would put Kyler at 10. And this is close for me. So, this is under the assumption he's playing. And notice, I dropped him out of my top 5, too. Did you see that?
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
Yes, you have 7, right?
So,
you had Stafford at 9.
I had Stafford at 9.
Who'd you have at 8? Oh, you
Burrow.
Burrow. Yeah, I'm sorry. Good job.
And that one is like, okay, I could care less. You could flip the 2, whatever. But Stafford won a bowl, so maybe you could argue that. I mean, Joe Burrow, I just think is better.
I think
Plain and
Stafford. I had Stafford at 5.
He won the bowl, so I'm not going
Played
to
awesome
argue.
last year.
Can't
I
say
mean,
nothing about it.
He's always put up the stats. He put up stats last year. Cooper Kupp had his best season, and they won the Super Bowl.
41 touchdowns. I'm not going to argue
He
it.
changed that whole franchise.
He did. Reason for putting Burrow ahead for me: first in deep ball accuracy, passer rating when pressured; second in expected points added; first in completion percentage and yards per attempt. So even though this is my gripe with Burrow, the only I love all those stats, but they were a run-first offense last year, and they probably will be again this year.
I actually disagree.
By
on
all
that.
accounts, that's what
'Cause
I've read.
They got the offensive line now.
I
Burrow
know,
should have
but-
time.
They got to protect him too. So I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think he's talented as fuck. I think he's going to probably wind up being an elite quarterback. So, but that's why. I think that he's just a tad better. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest.
He did a lot with, look, the receiving core is great, but everything else was kind of like, defense is ass. Offensive line was atrocious.
Yeah, you got sacked 9 times in the
But they were a run-first team. That's why, that right there is why I have Herbert ahead of him. And a lot of people seem to have Burrow ahead of Herbert.
Yes.
I have Herbert ahead of him. I think Herbert is elite right now already. I've already said that.
My thing with Herbert is like I know his coach is an ass, but like he's got to at least get to the playoffs. He hasn't been there yet. So for me, that's my only knock.
I mean-
that's why I have him low. Like
This year, they're gonna get to the playoffs.
they should.
Absolutely.
They should.
I mean,
I'll
They should.
guarantee it right
They
now.
should. They should. Yeah.
I mean, I was on record saying that they should have fired Brandon Staley after that performance, going for it on all those 4th downs.
Yeah.
I mean, those things cost you games. So, you know how that goes. But I mean, Herbert's awesome. I love
First player in NFL history to start a career with 30 TD passes in his first 2 seasons.
He's ridiculous.
And it's a team game. So like I said, I mean, look, he did everything possible to get this team in there. For me, it was just like, okay, their defense was garbage last year. It's probably going to be good this year.
Yeah,
They got everything else.
Yeah.
They could make a run.
No,
they're really
excuses for
good.
him. No excuses for him.
None. They need to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They absolutely need to make the playoffs this year. And I guarantee you they will.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, freak.
If your franchise quarterback had 4,500 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 104.2 QB rating, are you mad or are you happy?
Sounds like a great season.
Great season.
Yeah, and
about
I
you,
think I know
Pauls?
who you're talking about already.
Who's this?
I think it's a good season, but like, what was the outcome of it?
I mean, I'm just going by stats, statistical.
Statistical, yeah, those are good stats.
Okay. But would you be upset that he's your quarterback? Do you think I think that's a really, really good.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good
great season.
Yeah, I think it's a good
I think
season.
I know who you're talking about. If you want to just shed
Sure.
light, I literally
Yes.
I just read through all these.
Yes.
It's not Patrick Mahomes.
I guess Kirk Cousins.
It might be Josh Allen.
Nah, it's Dak Prescott.
Prescott.
Yeah.
Oh well, here's the reason why I left him out, and I'm quick to answer this.
He's had better stats than Josh Allen, and Josh Allen gets all the love.
Facts.
So I just don't understand.
Attempts though too, attempts. I mean, I guess Josh Allen has
Yeah,
a lot of that too.
Josh Allen had more attempts and had less passing.
Dak Prescott just hasn't. He hasn't won enough for me. You know.
I get it. Is it eye test with you guys? I'm just trying to learn.
Yeah,
I just want
it's
to
a
see where you
mixture
guys are
of
at.
everything. So eye test. Yeah, I think Josh Allen's definitely more capable of doing more things. Dak
Running
Prescott's
ability.
in a perfect system for him. Okay, and he's always had great surroundings. I think he's very good. But also, what's not being said about those stats right there, and he's usually counting stats. That's his thing, counting stats. He don't win jack shit. He don't get in the playoffs.
Sure.
Okay. Last year, though, the biggest stat, and this is what kept him out of the top 10 for me, second largest decline in total QBR from 2020 to 2021, behind only Baker Mayfield. 18 points he dropped in QBR.
Really?
18. That's substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So he just hasn't done enough for me yet. And that's the same reason why I left Kyler out of my top 10. I left Derek Carr out of my top 10. I mean, Derek Carr statistically didn't even have... Listen, he played very well last year, but the stats just aren't up there with the upper echelon. I think
he had 4,800 passing yards. That is some serious shit.
Yeah, but I think he
Derek
only had
Carr.
23 touchdowns.
And Waller was hurt for a majority of the year. Now he's getting Devontae Adams. He's going to have a healthy Waller with Renfro. Bro, I like the upside.
I think he's going to have a huge year this year.
Absolutely.
He'll probably have 30 touchdowns.
That's why he's in my top 10, because I'm projecting him there.
23 and 14 TD to interception ratio last year.
Okay.
All right. It could have been better. I thought it was going to be better. Honestly, start of the season, I thought it was going to be better than that. And he played very well. 68% completion, 94 rating. He was good. Like, he kept them afloat.
Was he ever in the MVP conversation? Or there were some rumblings
Oh, you know
a little
what?
bit? There was?
2016, I think he was third.
And then he broke his leg.
Mm-hmm.
He had 28 TDs, 5 picks. I mean, the start to his career was very promising.
See, I like
He
Derek
just
Carr.
got back on track.
I like
you know?
Derek Carr. He shows leadership. I like that in a guy, man. Like I really feel like your franchise quarterback should be that guy. He should be the leader of the team, and he's definitely the leader. He is. He wants to be a Raider. He said he wants to retire there. Like, that's somebody that actually wants to be there. Like, he's not going to be out here fucking flaking on him and say, oh, I want to get traded and all this shit. Oh, pay me $35-40 million or trade me. And get the fuck out of here, man. He plays because he loves that team. You don't find that often, man.
I had him.
You don't.
First in my honorable mention.
Carr?
Yeah.
He made it to honorable mention, so
See,
Yeah.
He's
I
close.
would legitimately have him at 11, to be honest.
I had him at 13.
Yeah.
But again, I think he could definitely ascend. The one that I don't understand this, and I know, look, we talk about Lamar Jackson. I think this was the one that, broke the internet. That's the one where Twitter was going wild. I can't understand why he's not a top 10 quarterback.
But I can't understand the outrage.
I don't get it either, to be honest.
I think that there's probably, with the exception of maybe 2 other guys, no one that's asked to do more. And he's done so with not so much either.
I mean, not for nothing, but everybody's talking about Mark Andrews being the #1 tight end in the league. Who's throwing him the fucking football? I don't like
37 and 12.
Here's the thing. I don't know
Career.
if Lamar's style of play can ever win a Super Bowl. I would actually say that it can't. But as far as his overall talent and him being a leader, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't understand it. Like, you take all things into account.
And he's great when it matters. 8-0 in December. Okay? 20-3 TD INT ratio in December. He has the most wins for QBs in history before age 25 since the NFL merger.
Yeah, I mean, what was the knock on Tony Romo? He couldn't win in December.
Well, that's what you guys prefer, that kind of style quarterback. Me, I like a quarterback that sit in the fucking pocket and fucking deliver the rock.
I think he can do that, though.
He cannot. He had 16 touchdowns last year and 13 interceptions.
He was hurt.
If that was Dak Prescott, you guys would be on his ass
Not
like
me.
flies on shit.
I'm the biggest Dak
Yeah,
Prescott fan
I'm
ever.
just saying.
Before-
The consensus would be that. Why is it? I don't understand the outrage that Lamar is not in the top 10. I don't get it.
Well-
16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. You tell me, bro.
So listen, he's a former MVP.
Okay.
Second
2
in
years ago.
QBR.
I'm talking
So
about right
what?
now.
So
Second in QBR since 2019 behind only Mahomes. Second. One of 4 QBs ever with 30-plus wins, 98-plus passer rating in his first 4 years in NFL
And has
history.
never been to an AFC championship game.
But
Never
he-
been.
But he wins, though. He
That's-
will get there. I think he will.
Never been.
But see, what
Like,
I'm
he
saying,
gets
though?
to the playoffs,
Now, you're
too,
holding
though, you
against
know?
him what I hold against Rodgers.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
He doesn't
Rodgers
perform in
has
the
a Super
playoffs.
Bowl. Once you win a Super Bowl, it's pretty like you're solidified. You're a Super Bowl champion. You can always say you're a Super Bowl champion.
So, would you prefer? If so, all right. Let me ask you a pocket passer. Who would you prefer to lead your team to victory, Lamar Jackson or Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles was in an AFC Championship game, and he almost beat Tom Brady.
But that's completely different. You're comparing apples and oranges here. I'm talking about
Why?
quarterbacks that are
No,
actually,
I'm not talking about fruit.
I'm talking about quarterbacks that are actually really good and they're pretty neck and neck. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm talking
You're talking about Blake Bortles and Lamar Jackson.
Well,
I'm talking about.
your knock was that Lamar has never been there, and I'm telling you that a shitty quarterback has been there.
I get it, but I'm just saying, if he was that guy and he was revolutionary, he would have already been there. Joe Burrow got there.
I understand that, but my thing is with Lamar won an MVP.
And didn't get to the championship game.
I know.
Wait,
Yeah.
but hold on. Well, all we got to do is
So,
look
all
at
right,
this
so who was
season.
the MVP of the season the last 2 years?
MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Where'd he get?
To the championship game.
Last year?
No, it's 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, not last year.
He went there.
I understand.
That, dude,
That's what I'm saying.
getting to the championship game is not an easy.
Wait, but time out.
I
I'm
know
just
that.
saying.
Before Baltimore got completely derailed down to their third stringers
He's
last
safe,
year,
But what I'm saying
they
is
were
Lamar,
the number 1 seed, and we all had them making the Super Bowl.
Who's
I
number one
think
seed?
we all had Lamar Jackson and the Ravens at midseason. We
had them as the
all
number
said
1
that they
seed
were going to be the
last
number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And we had them making the Super Bowl, I believe.
And they collapsed.
Lamar got hurt.
Did he get hurt in
They
Miami
were
when he got
down
blown
to
out?
third. No, listen. He had 2 awful games. I remember this. He had 2 god-awful games before the injury. And then he was out. I remember that. That's what actually ruined his stats, because everyone was like, whoa, he developed as a passer this year.
Didn't he throw 4 interceptions against Miami?
He was horrible against Miami.
We watched that game
We
together.
watched it here, but the whole team was derailed. Right? Like, literally, it was before he got hurt. And then after that, it was like, okay, it just kept getting worse and worse. This team literally had arguably the worst second half in the entire league.
And his whole team was hurt.
But they were going somewhere last year. They were the number 1 seed at midseason. They were going somewhere, and they weren't even a perfect roster then either.
What I'm saying is,
Like,
I prefer a quarterback that can read the defense, dissect them. Okay, they're in a 3-4, they're in cover 2, they're in dime, whatever the fuck they're in. If they can identify that on a consistent basis and sit back in the pocket, comfortable, and fucking deliver the football with on time with your fucking wide receivers, that's a guy that I want, because you pay wide receivers top money because that's the point of the passing game.
This is what
You
everyone
need a
says
passing
about
quarterback.
Lamar, but I think that there's stats that show that he can do it. He just doesn't have to, because the legs are such an important part of his game and important part of their scheme.
But that's
I
not gonna
actually
last
do
forever.
think he can pass, though.
That won't last forever.
I agree. They need to dial it back a little bit.
That won't last forever.
But remember, when he got hurt when he was in the pocket this year. That's when the injury happened. He was in the pocket.
I mean, not for nothing. Derek Carr he never won a playoff game.
The Raiders went to the playoffs.
Yeah, they did this year. But I'm just saying, like, Lamar has won a playoff.
Derek Carr was fighting for a job leading into last year.
Yeah, literally. He just had an
did have a
outstanding
very good
season.
year.
It was perfect. He did what you're supposed to do when you bet on yourself in a contract year. That is the pure example. But like, I'm a fan of Derek Carr, but I don't like. Lamar has more talent than him.
He has more talent because he's able to run.
Derek Carr's a better thrower of the football.
I prefer a quarterback that can sit in the pocket and deliver the fucking ball.
So do I.
Derek Carr can do that. 4,800 yards, and Darren Waller was out for a decent amount of time last year. All he had was Hunter Renfrow and Zay Jones. Bro, this guy he's ascending. He's getting better.
He probably will be in the top 10 after this
Absolutely.
year.
He's got Devontae Adams now and a healthy Waller and Renfrow. They're going to be awesome. And Josh Jacobs on a contract year, they're going to be fucking very good, man.
Yeah,
they should be very good offensively.
That's me. But that's my preference of a quarterback. You guys like the balance. You guys like the running and you like
to do everything. That's all.
A little bit of passing. I prefer a guy who's a pocket passer.
I'm going to take the pocket passer every day of the week, too.
No doubt. That's how I do.
I think he can do both. Maybe it's the Ravens needing to dial back on the rushing because, I mean, look, he's pretty good at avoiding contact, but yeah, it is going to catch up if he's carrying the ball 20 times a game.
Sure.
It's going to catch up.
He's a running back.
It's unfortunate though. He got hurt while throwing in the pocket. That's what happened this year.
I've seen games where Lamar Jackson legit had 20 carries. He's a running back.
Well,
he's an athlete. He's a great
Lamar,
athlete. He's an amazing athlete. It's hard to replicate the things he does. But Tyler Huntley came in and he balled out too, though.
He did.
Oh, he earned his backup job.
Yeah.
But they didn't do
Tyler
jack
Huntley's
shit.
good.
No,
they didn't go anywhere. You know.
I mean,
that just goes to show you they were brutally beaten. That team. That's how bad that they were injured last
Marcus
year.
Peters, J.K. Dobbins,
everybody.
Bateman, wasn't he on IR for the first 8 games or something like that?
But check this out. Fucking Huntley lost to the Rams by 1. 2 weeks before.
They should have won that game.
Week
They went 17. for 2, didn't they?
Yeah. Right? Then they got blown out by the Bengals because Josh Johnson was playing. And then because Huntley got a concussion. Then they lost by 1 to Green Bay. I think Huntley played really well. It's a system. That's what they do. He fit that system. Lamar is that system. I agree with that. Yeah, I just prefer a pocket passer. I think look at the history in the NFL, dude. Like everybody who's won Super Bowls has been a pocket passer 99% of the time.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm totally with you. I just think that Lamar, to me, is a top 10 quarterback. Like I don't get it. Lamar's a threat. You have to game plan for Lamar. He's not just out there running around.
I get that, but I judge my quarterbacks on top 10 quarterbacks that can win me a bowl. That's the fucking guy. That's the guy. He can win a Super Bowl. That's the guy I can depend on to get me to the Super Bowl. That's how I do quarterback.
Yeah. No, I got you. No,
I just think if you ask people in the league, who are you more afraid of, Lamar, Dak, Derek Carr? I think it's
Lamar Jackson,
instantly.
and it's not even a question.
Who are you more afraid of?
I'm more afraid of the Raiders' offense right now than I'm afraid of the Ravens.
But the quarterback, though, who are you more afraid of?
I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about the team. The system is fit for Lamar Jackson. That's his system.
You're not wrong.
Dak,
I hear you.
Dak, Carr, and Lamar. Who are you starting a franchise with?
Dak, Carr, or Lamar?
I'm going with Lamar.
I might go Dak. I might go Carr. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't believe in that style can win a Super Bowl. I haven't seen it.
I've said the same thing.
It, bro.
Wait, Godfather was asking, so how is Dak Prescott 9 on your list?
Because
you had a 9?
He had 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and he had 4,500 yards. If that was an Eagles quarterback, you guys would love him.
Yeah, but he's a stat compiler.
Let's stop the cap here. Let's stop the cap. If that was the Eagles quarterback who had stats like that, you would love him. You would back him up no matter what.
Jalen Hurts has
just
stats
because he's
too.
on Dallas, we have to trash him because he's a Dallas quarterback. I get it.
It's not it for me.
Rivalry. But I get
it's not it for me.
I'm just saying.
Jalen Hurts has stats too. I'm just saying Dak Prescott hasn't done jack shit.
Jalen Hurts.
And Dak Prescott.
1 for 1. He had a better first season than Josh Allen.
He's a known stat compiler, Dak Prescott. Stat compiler. Attempts, and he won the division last year, but they don't win a division if that defense couldn't turn the football over.
You're going to find a lot.
You're going to see it this year.
You're going to see a lot about, because they're not going to get those turnovers at the same rate. And he lost Amari Cooper. And now that's a big loss. And he lost his offensive lineman. He lost a DN. So we're going to learn a lot about Dak this year.
Because, I mean, I could rattle off stats about Jalen Hurts, and suddenly he's going to look like a fringe top 10, but he's definitely not for me. And by the way, I'm going to answer your question, God Favre. He said, where does Hurts rank? I mean, I had him as a top 20 guy. I can't give you the exact number right off the top of my head, but
I would put him right around 20. I
Like-
would put him in the same way.
maybe 18 to 20. I off the top of my head, I'm thinking 20.
I think he's got.
But he's got stats, too.
I think he's got the most potential to actually take that leap into creeping in the top 10 maybe next year.
I expect him to be
He
top
does.
15.
He's got his
Sure.
team is his offense.
I think the
is
Eagles are going to be great this year.
I expect him to be top
I think he's gonna
15
do good.
after this year.
Yeah,
And that's, I mean,
but he's
that
got to
means
show
that
me.
means he'd take a big leap too, by the way.
Hell yeah.
But
He
remember,
will.
sit in the pocket and deliver the fucking football. It's a passing league.
He's going to
It's a
have to develop
passing
as a
league.
passer. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, you know? Guys, I think we were talking quarterbacks a lot.
That was fun.
Are you ready to flip the switch? And this is probably going to be quicker tonight, okay? But we want to introduce this segment because it's going to be something we talk about the next couple of weeks, or at least the next few shows, okay? We want to hit this real quick? 10 minutes?
Pause. Yeah, let's go.
10 minutes? All right, Philly Phil, change it up for me.
I always want to hit this. Fuck we talking about?
That's good. All right. Now pay attention, audience. And Philly Phil, I'm going to need you to write this stuff down
Oh, shit.
in the chat. All right? I'm giving you some work to do here.
All right.
No big deal.
That is.
Team tiers. Remember, we did quarterback tiers on this show 2 weeks ago. Running segment we did for 4 shows where we ranked all starting quarterbacks and even some backups where they are in the league, okay? Now, for this particular segment, this is called Team Tiers, all right? We decide where all 32 teams are in the league right now headed into the season, all right? And here are the tiers. Philly Phil is going to write this down into the chat. We want everybody's feedback, of course, okay?
Up there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And actually, you probably could copy and paste it out of the topic sheet.
That's what I'm. Perfect. That's what I'm planning on doing.
And actually, yeah, copy and paste the definitions too. But I'm going to read it to everybody, okay? So, first tier, the cream of the crop, legit Super Bowl contenders. You expect them to be in the big game or competing in the big game. This might be a small group. We'll see. All right, next is playoff runners. Fringe Super Bowl, but not quite yet, okay? They should win a playoff game or two. It would be a surprise if they get to the big game, but they can get there. It's just like they're not expected to be there, okay? So playoff runners, you expect them to win a
Bengals.
playoff game. Yeah, exactly. Bengals, perfect description, Nick, okay? Next is the playoffs. The playoffs, okay? Good enough to make the playoffs, maybe even win the division, but probably won't go too far, meaning they're going to get in and probably won't even win a game. If they do, surprise, okay? Close but no cigar. Fringe playoff team, but just short, okay? Middies. Not a playoff team, but not dead either. They may be fringe playoffs in the future or just stuck in neutral, okay? But they're just middies, that right?
Yeah.
They're middies.
The best name. It fits everything.
I knew you guys would like that.
Ladies.
And last but not least, Purgatory. The worst of the worst. Possibly rebuilding or just flat out suck. Garbage. Okay? Tonight, in honor of Tyreek Hill, we're starting with the AFC East. Okay? Miami Dolphins. What do you got?
Close but no cigar.
Wow.
Me too. They're not getting in for me. I mean, they're talented enough. It's possible they won 9 games last year, but they're not getting in for me. Close but no cigar. Quarterback.
AFC's too deep.
And the quarterback for me. And I think he actually might play well, but it's just not going to be enough.
I'll say the playoffs. Good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah. And that's okay, by the way. Like, you don't have to have exactly 7 teams on each side.
No, I think
if
they're-
you want to say playoffs,
Sure.
that's fine.
I think they're talented
It's
enough
okay.
to make the playoffs.
Doesn't have to be exact math. It worked out that way for me. But I think they're going to be held back by quarterback. And that's it, really. I love the rest of the roster.
I think they can possibly surprise people, but who knows?
There
Depends
you
on
go.
Tua.
All right. The Buffalo Bills. I have them as legit Super Bowl contenders.
Facts.
They're very good.
Super Bowl.
And they got better this year. And they're going to return Tre'Davious White to health. They got Von Miller. I mean, that was the #1 defense in football last year.
Yeah, I'll say legit Super Bowl contenders.
Josh Allen has to be consistent, though. He had an up and down year until the end.
Yeah.
And then he balled out in the playoffs.
Because Gabe Davis arrived. Mm-hmm. They finally stopped playing Emmanuel Sanders, and Gabe Davis, he's going to have a massive year this year. I'm all in on the.
Did you
Gabe
see?
Davis.
He bulked up. He's at like 227.
He's coming.
He's like a linebacker playing receiver, bro.
He's legit.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So we all have them as legit Super Bowl contenders. See, some of these don't require argument. That's why I figure, let's get some of this out of the way. New England Patriots. Interesting. They were a playoff team last year. Kind of quiet, but remember, they had a massive offseason last year. They signed 1 million guys last year. So, quiet. They just traded N'Keal Harry. I think that's a big deal.
Thank God, he's horrible.
Exactly. They're not going to be hurt by that.
Brutal. That might have been the worst draft pick I've seen, bro.
How disrespectful. A 7th-round pick.
It's terrible.
Just cut me instead.
They took him over Debo, didn't they?
Yeah. They took him over several
a lot
players.
yeah.
So I'm going to say close but no cigar for the Patriots because they just didn't do enough for me. I would have liked to see them do a little bit more for Mac Jones. I know Devontae Parker's a nice ad. It just comes down to the AFC's depth. And
Yeah.
I like the Dolphins roster better than the Patriots. I like Mac Jones better than Tua.
Defensively, I probably would argue against that.
It's
maybe.
close, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I got Bill Belichick, bro.
Exactly. So,
That's really
and that
it.
right there, like, the Patriots should be competitive. They were a playoff team. And if Mac Jones is that dude, they'll take another step.
I'm with you. Close but no cigar. But Devontae Parker, he's probably going to play 4 games, and then that's it. So for me, and they don't have much on the outside. I just don't see they have playmakers. They don't have any playmakers, man. You should have got a guy like DK or Devontae Adams. And, not even that. They don't even have an offensive coordinator. So what the fuck are they going to do? You have a young quarterback with no offensive coordinator. How's that going to work? I don't
stunning,
understand that. So for me, it's close but no cigar because I respect Bill Belichick. That's really it for me.
I got him at middies.
Nah, we ain't going that. Come on,
They're
bro.
middies. Yeah, I'm being real.
How many wins?
Stuck in neutral?
Best
You
prediction.
don't think Mac Jones is a franchise quarterback?
I didn't say that.
But
I think they're stuck in neutral, though. He doesn't have playmakers. You for all the reasons you
in the
just said.
future, so you think there may be future playoff team?
Not this year. They're not making the playoffs this year. That's 100% guaranteed. They for all the reasons you just listed. No offensive coordinator. No outside guys. It's Mac Jones. Mac Jones is all right, but he's not taking an average team. He's not taking a below average team and putting them over the top.
So let me ask
Especially
you a
now.
question. So do you think the Patriots are out of the playoff picture by week 15?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. That justifies your midi statement.
Yeah, they're going to be out of the playoff. I think they're going to be out way before that, but that's just me.
I'm close with no cigar. I think it's going to come down to maybe the last couple of weeks. Mathematically, they'll be out. They'll have a chance, but mathematically, they'll be out.
I think they're going to struggle I don't know, dude. I really don't know. To me, if you're asking me right now, I think they struggle to get
8-9.
over and stay above 500.
Culture matters.
8-9.
Yeah, they lost
9 and 8, maybe.
they lost their culture
Why?
because they lost their quarterback.
Anybody,
Tom Brady made Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick ain't did shit without Tom Brady. That's real.
Oh, no, I agree with you. But, he did make the playoffs.
He did, but
With a rookie.
Yeah.
But now he just, I don't know. And he got the floor wiped with him.
My only concern with them is the lack of playmakers and the offensive coordinator.
You lost Josh McDaniels.
That's my only thing with the Patriots.
Those are big things, though.
I agree. I think their defense is still formidable. I think it's kind of getting a little old.
They lost
So I
J.C.
think
Jackson.
it's going to be a little bit exposed this year, yes. And they lost J.C. Jackson. But they're going to have to – they draft a lot of defensive players. So they look to retool in that.
There's at least 7 teams definitively better than them. At least.
That's easily that's
In the
why
AFC,
I leave them.
so
Close but no
they'll be
cigar.
competitive.
Yeah, I think they'll be
Yeah.
Eight
you have
wins,
Bill
maybe
Belichick.
9.
You got Bill Belichick. They're going to be competitive.
To me, if they're competitive, that means Mac Jones is in the 10 to 15 range quarterback this year. That's the only way is if Mac Jones actually does, does take that like that huge leap. In
I actually
7
think
years.
he's going to be really, really good, man. He looks really good in the offseason.
That's what everyone's saying. And he shed some weight.
He shed a lot of weight, dude, and he looks really he looks really focused. Bro.
He don't look like the Pillsbury Doughboy no more.
Apparently, from reports coming out of Boston, is that Mac Jones is actually really taking the Patriots team. It's his team.
You need to do
It's
that.
legit his team.
has
He's
to.
taking that. He's taking that role and he's embracing it. So that's a really good sign for a young quarterback. That shows a lot of leadership and that shows a lot of progression and growth. Pause. Carry on.
All right. New York Jets. All right, led by MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson.
They used to be fire.
I had to
used
say
to be
it.
fire on Napster.
That's crazy, dog.
You know how many computers I broke?
That's insane.
Wow.
I got them at Middies also.
I got them at middies too, and I think they're going somewhere. It's just like they're not close, but maybe they win 7 games. Maybe
Zach
they
Wilson
fuck
got
around,
that
win
dog
7.
in him. Zach got that dog in him.
And he's set up for success this year. He's literally like, that's it for me right there. It's going to come down to Zach Wilson. They gave him everything.
I kinda
the
like
offensive
Zach
line's
Wilson,
improved. The defense is improved.
I like him a little bit.
They got Garrett Wilson. They just got Breece Hall.
Yeah.
They got weapons.
He's got a cannon.
I think he can be good, but we need to see it full season. Like he was asked for half the season, 3 quarters actually.
Yeah.
So, middies.
Middies.
I mean, that's respectable for the Jets. They've been stuck in purgatory for years.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? So,
I mean, but they can go back to purgatory next
Very
year.
quick, yeah.
very quickly if Zach Wilson don't pan out.
yeah.
Real shit.
For real.
True. All right. We're going to do NFC East, and we're calling it a night, okay? Just to stay on schedule. I'll start with the New York Football Giants. I got them in purgatory without question.
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
They're a lost
They got
franchise.
Daniel Jones. That's all I need.
And they got Tyrod Taylor. They're a lost cause.
Thank
Yeah.
God they got a head coach, but that is a horrible roster. Horrible.
And they got a running
Purgatory.
back who's coming. Contract year's coming up.
Yeah, he big mid.
Yeah, so
There's
they're-
good
they're in
reports
trouble,
coming
bro.
out for Saquon, but
that's cool.
They've been saying that for a long
Heard that.
time.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah,
saying
I
that,
mean-
yeah. His quads. Oh my God, look at his quads. And then all,
I'm
and
so
in
ti-
week 2, he's done.
Listen.
I'm so tired of Saquon Sanders. I'm so tired of hearing about this.
yo, that's actually shade because Sanders' numbers are better.
He's
They
Saquon.
are. I know. It's actually crazy, and people would not believe that. But Miles Sanders has better numbers.
Yeah, he does.
Second yards per carry. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
5.5.
Saquon Sanders.
No slouch.
Saquon Sanders.
All right.
Crazy.
Purgatory for the Giants. Washington Commanders. This is interesting. They got Carson Wentz quarterback. They were what, a 7-win team last year? Or was it 8? They were in the race till the end a little bit. Like the last, I think it was the third to last week. They were still in it. Final 2 weeks. Goodbye.
I got him in playoffs.
Really?
I do.
Wow, that's interesting. See, I mean, they're like a weird team.
They're
you know?
good.
The NFC East always flips every year, and you never know who's going to win a division. Okay? Now, I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I think they'll improve because, I mean, if you win 7 games with Taylor Heineke, I think Carson Wentz is substantially better. And I know he gets
Terry
a lot of flack.
McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas.
The
I like
biggest
them.
thing last year, you could argue, was the defense was a total flop until maybe the last quarter of the season.
This is the most
And they were
weapons.
supposed to be, like, they were the number 1 defense for a period of time the previous year. And they were great in the playoffs against Tom Brady and the Bucs that year. And then they fell flat on their face last year. The defense was awful.
I gotta be honest, their schedule isn't actually that bad either.
The NFC East
I
has
know,
kind of
chill
an
on
easy
them.
schedule.
I don't think their schedule is that bad.
I
but
know.
I'm gonna say close but no cigar. I mean, look, their defense is what led me to believe last year that they were really going to make some noise. But their defense was kind of underwhelming last year,
Right.
and I really want to see them get back on track. If they can get back on track and Carson Wentz can just protect the football like he did in Indianapolis and he's got weapons around him this year, I think they can make some noise and they could make the playoffs. But
They're-
right now, I'm close but no cigar.
This is the most weapons he's ever had surrounding him. This is the
By
best
far.
offense he's ever had.
Not even close.
I mean, Scary Terry's
He's
This
legit.
man
He's a
threw
star.
for 4,000 yards with no 500 yard
wide
receivers.
receivers. That's
I
crazy.
mean, I don't know if he's that dude,
And
but
it would be
he's
so
definitely
Philly if he came back into the division and made the playoffs. That's the most Philly
you know,
thing ever.
like the narrative just it's there, you know. But Nick, your description was absolutely perfect. Like I couldn't have said it better myself. Maybe they fight for the 7th seed, but close but no cigar for me, for the exact same reasons that you just said.
Yeah.
It really is going to come down to Carson Wentz, I think, and the defense. If they could play like they did the last quarter, we'll see.
Bringing that
Go
shit
ahead,
the fuck
You-
back.
Coming back.
Phil. Just show these two.
In the
Go
Eagles
ahead.
division
Bring
now.
it back.
Yeah, we're
Bring it
coming
back.
back. The dark horse is coming
We're
back.
gonna miss that, so we gotta
fucking
keep
I
dark
it
can't
horse.
give up. I can't give up hope on him. He's treated too unfairly. I root
He
for
is.
people like that. He's treated too fucking unfairly.
He's got a lot to prove, and I think he should be pretty good this year. So we'll see. The Dallas Cowboys. This might be the most interesting one of the night.
Godfather's already typing. I
Yeah,
can hear it.
he talking that shit
No doubt.
already.
I mean, look. I hated their offseason. This has nothing to do with bias. I hate all these teams in the division. I'm just calling it how it is. I hated their offseason. It was atrocious. Period. Do I even need to go into detail? It was atrocious. The roster got worse. And I'm not so sure Dak, like, I'm really going to learn a lot about him myself. Like I said, I think he might underwhelm a little bit. I don't think he's going to be awful. I think he'll be a top 15 guy. But I think he's going to have some struggles.
I'm just looking at the screen, waiting for him.
And I
him to
mean,
come in.
He probably already.
if you keep feeding Zeke the rock the way they were last year, that's going to be trouble too. I think they got to give Tony
Nah.
Pollard some more work.
he's training in Cabo. He's in the best shape of his life.
I heard that many times before.
I was playing.
I
was not
I
being
know,
real.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I think Dalton Schultz is pretty good.
Like really, what this comes down to
Yeah, but they don't, and that's
is
the
the
weirdest
defense
thing in the world.
going to be
There it is.
as good as last year because they turned the football over a lot. And they got it over to their offense that could score a lot of points, had a lot of skill position talent. It's not there anymore. It's gone.
People like I'm one of them. I'm talking about without Amari Cooper. Now CD's got the one on him. He's gonna get doubled and things like that. Cedric Wilson is also going to be a loss because he's a really good slot guy.
Michael Gallup's not coming back till midseason.
And he's coming off of an ACL. Like it takes time to get back to that. He's not going to come in there and step in there on day one. The only player that's ever come back from an ACL in a short amount of time or right out of the gate and went crazy was Adrian Peterson.
And he's a freak.
And that, me too. But that was it. But
You're
that
still
was,
here.
Yeah, that was it. Like that, you don't do that. And
So-
you have Zeke who's on the downswing.
So what's your ranking?
Close but no cigar for me. I think they're
I have
missing the
same.
playoffs.
Close but no cigar.
I actually think they're missing, but I think they'll probably be like right in that same range with the
competitive.
Commanders. They'll be with the Commanders.
Commanders. I gotta lie. I can't lie. That fucking name is fire. The Commanders.
I actually trust them a little bit more, but that's just me. And because I think their head coach is better.
Who are you saying? You saying
I have them close but no cigar, but I think the Commanders are better
you trust them
positioned.
more? You said Yeah.
Commanders going into the season to me are better positioned to challenge the Eagles than the Cowboys.
Agreed, Godfather. Agreed. Nick, did you say close but no cigar?
Yeah, I'm right with you.
And so now to close it out, the Philadelphia Eagles. Interesting because they are a loaded roster. And this is to me coming down to the quarterback position. So I'm unwilling to go too far here, guys. I say the playoffs. I feel pretty comfortable with that, but I think if Jalen Hurts is that dude, they could make a run. I'm not saying Super Bowl at all, but playoff game, maybe they win a game or two if he's that dude. And I'm talking like he's got to be top 12 for that to happen. I think he'll improve. They should be good enough to make the playoffs again. I think they're winning the division. That's it for me. They're literally loaded. Loaded. It's all down to the quarterback. And I think Nick Sirianni showed he can coach a lick. I think he'll put him in favorable positions. And he's got everything around him. So I expect him to improve. I just don't know how much. So for now, the playoffs.
I got them as playoff runners. They're good. Period. There's no two ways about it. They're a good team. And if Jalen Hurts progresses the way I think he will and the way that it looks that he's doing in the offseason, they're going to be a team to reckon with.
Depends on who you ask.
They made
But-
the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Like they made the playoffs. They just ran into Tampa Bay.
I expect it again, Pauls. Listen, like I'm going off of going into the season, and I have to go by what I saw from Jalen Hurts last year, and I saw a guy who struggled to throw when it mattered, and that's why I don't have them as runners. But I'm not saying he can't. This could change very fast, by the way. They start off strong, you know. We'll talk mid-season, different tune, you know. For now, going off of what I saw last year, I didn't see enough to say they're going to go on a run yet, but I definitely think they're a playoff team. They already were, and they got better.
A lot
You
better.
could argue they had the best offseason in the league.
Their defense is improved. Their offense is improved. Their wide receivers. I mean, it's unbelievable. You put A.J. Brown on the opposite side of Devontae Smith, and you have Dallas Goedert underneath, and you still have Boston Scott in the back.
You're so disrespectful.
I'm just.
He's there, which is good, but he's not the starting running back.
We fucked up.
gonna
Then.
put
You know
that
what?
out
We're close, but no cigar.
I don't understand it.
I
don't
got
know.
playoff runners. I think they're playoff runners, and I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna put a future bet on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl too, because I really like their
The odds
roster.
might be wild.
Nick,
30 to 1. I think
like the bet.
you get good value for it because they're one of those teams that can creep up. They've been there before recently, and they're one of those teams that can fly under the radar, take it, and they can knock you out. Because Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to do good.
And
I
all
really
he's
do.
got
I
to
believe
do
in him,
really,
bro.
And I think Nick
he-
Sirianni's being slept on.
the key
True.
with him is he needs
I
to
hate him,
continue
but-
to protect the football.
Regular.
If he can do that, they already can win a playoff game right there. But I need him to make the throws when it matters. That's it. Like, the other thing is, by the way, I'm not worried about Sirianni. Jonathan Gannon, though, you know,
Yeah, he
they
gotta
always said, oh, well, he don't have everything he needs. Not ready to grade him yet. Now, he got interviewed for a head coaching job. People love him around the league. There's no excuses. He better have a top 5 to 7 unit. Honestly, with the talent there, he should really be top 5 unit this year.
And guess what?
And I'm just gonna say it. They need to be a top 5 defense with that talent.
And guess what? If they were a top 7 defense, I think the Eagles' offense, the way it's constructed, you have a running quarterback that can scare teams, and now you have legit wide receivers, and you have a legit tight end. You can literally do damage.
That's right.
Teams are going to. The Eagles are going to catch teams by surprise in the playoffs.
You know how I
think
feel.
they're going to make it, and I think they're going to make noise. I'm telling you, 30 to 1 odds is very, very favorable.
I'm putting down the money on it, too.
Me too. I'm in it.
I have no problem throwing bets on the Eagles because they're favorable odds.
Yeah.
Listen.
Sure they are.
I got laughed at here. I had them in the playoffs last year. The roster's been there, and it got even better.
A lot better.
It got even better. They should win. They should win 11 games with this schedule.
I think they're going to win.
They should
12 or
win.
13,
They
to
should
be honest.
probably, like, if Jalen Hurts is that dude, they should probably win 12-13. Their schedule's fluffy, you know?
I know. The first half of it's
It's
great.
interesting, though. It's interesting. Like,
We should be-
it's going
we
to come
should-
down. They
we
should be
might be-
5-2 to start the season.
I was just about to say, I would say 6-1, 5-2 to start the season.
They should
And
be.
guess what that does to your quarterback?
Confidence.
They'll be
Thank
flying.
you.
And you know what I think, Nick? I think that they're gonna give him opportunities right out of the gate, layups, like get him going early in the season. They're not gonna be like, oh, throw it 40 times a game like first half last year.
don't
But
need
I
to.
think it's gonna be more balanced this time. I think they're not gonna be the extreme run first offense that they were in the second half of the season when they had success.
Well,
I
we
think they're gonna
bullied
cut
Nick
them
Sirianni.
loose a little bit.
We bullied Sirianni into that.
We had to.
You know what's
And it
going to
worked.
be? You know what's going to be really lethal for the Eagles is the screen passes. Because AJ Brown did that in Tennessee.
Kenneth
Devontae Smith can do
Gainwell,
it.
Boston Scott,
And you got
Miles
Watkins.
Sanders.
Watkins did it in the preseason game. He took it for 75 yards or on that
Yeah.
one play.
Bubble screens to the receivers, bubble screens to Dallas Goedert.
I can see
He's
that.
successful with that.
Yeah.
Bubble screens to all of them.
I'm telling you,
The running
I
back
like
room
the
can catch
odds.
the football.
I think you get the value for your dollar.
You
I
do.
really
Oh, yeah.
do. Because they're one of those teams. I can't think of another NFC team that would really scare the Bucks, Rams, and Green Bay Packers outside of possibly like an Eagles team. They could scare you. They can creep up and they could beat you at any moment. That's how I feel like their roster is built.
And Nick, guess
They
what
got
else?
veterans. They got new playmakers. They got fresh blood with the rookies. I think they nailed that.
Kobe
draft.
Dean's a fucking monster.
Exactly. They had a good draft, man, and I think they're on to something here.
Guess what else, Nick?
I believe that.
If they win a division, they're going to be a top 4 seed. They'll probably win a playoff game. And then they'll be scaring people in the second round.
Absolutely.
That's where it'll be interesting.
That's where it gets interesting.
They need to get that. It would be great. Get a home playoff game. Win a home playoff game. I mean, that would be major. And Kobe Dean, by the way, I saw a comp for him. Someone said Roquan Smith, and I thought it was perfect. If he ends up being Roquan Smith, the Eagles are set. That's a top 10 linebacker, no question about it.
Man.
Bro,
That's a tackling machine right there.
The Eagles are winning the division hands down.
We'll probably have
Yeah, I
wrapped
think
up by
so, too.
Thanksgiving.
Hands down, they're winning division.
Dallas' schedule is hard too out of the gate. They're on par with the Cardinals. Like, it is brutal out of the gate for the Cardinals. We were going over that the other day. Those first 6 games, it's the same for Dallas. Dallas at game 8 may be like 3-4, 2-5. I'm serious. They start the season with, I think, the Buccaneers and the Bengals.
That's
Then
tough.
it's like you have the Buccaneers, the Bengals, the Vikings, the Eagles, the Lions. Like right there, you could be 1-4.
Could be.
We should be so thankful for this NFL schedule this year because I think with many of these teams that we're talking about, we're going to learn a lot right away this year. The Eagles and Cowboys especially. We're going to learn a lot right away.
Yeah, I can't.
Really, like the first quarter of the season is fantastic. I love the games on schedule.
I can't wait.
We'll talk more about it on,
We got
on
2
our
more
previews.
months, man. 2 more months and fucking football starts.
And-
Dude, that's amazing.
1
right.
month.
Really, yeah. Training
I'm
camp
talking
starts
about
in 2
like the
weeks.
regular
Real
season.
football,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our season starts in like 2-3 weeks because we got our previews.
Facts.
So I hope that those odds stay, by the way, in the next few weeks because we're going to be talking about the betting angles too, definitely. That'd be great.
And check my fucking resume.
Yeah, 2-3
happy you
weeks,
brought
man.
it
We get cracking.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing fantasy and the breakdowns and everything. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, I can't.
Awards,
Looking
division
fat.
winners, playoffs, everything.
Yeah.
Get ready.
And you don't want to miss that shit. We're the best
Mm-hmm.
fucking. I'm just kidding. I don't even want to go off right now. I don't feel like it. Just fucking around. You don't want to miss it though. That's for sure.
You saw our coverage last year. You missed out.
You guys
But you're
first up.
sleeping.
He scared me. I was a little bit in the zone. I was like, oh shit,
I know,
all right,
I was
energy.
He's got the energy.
I
All
was
right.
fucking around.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Episode 91 of P&I was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. We were live tonight at the Props Network at propshq.com. Don't forget to go over there and subscribe. Last but not least, our next show is Monday. All right, Monday, 8 p.m. Next show, we're talking more team tiers. All right, so we gave you a little taste of it. All right, we got more team tiers, and I'm sure a lot more. Yeah, I see you.
Gave me a taste of this
You got interesting. You got all perked up.
already.
So we got more football on Monday, and then otherwise, you see this fantastic fabric. All right, you see this shit. DM us for pricing and details. I already told you earlier, but we got black and gray t-shirts, tanks, long sleeve tees, hoodies. We even have custom mugs that are white with a logo and your name on it. You are going to want to hit us up on social media. DM us, okay? Nick Theories, take it away.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher.
And all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our socials, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next Monday at 8 p.m. at P&I, baby. Have a good weekend.